All right, now we all think about what it was like to be a caveman. You know, you think about what it was like to live in the forest and live in times where you couldn't just go get McDonald's at 3 in the morning. You couldn't DoorDash food to your front door. We all have these thoughts, but have you ever thought about what it was like to be a caveman at night? Now, the first thing that pops in my mind is terrifying. No lights. There's cave bears out roaming around trying to eat you. Whew, sounds scary to me. But I found a video today called "What Did Humans Do at Night?" I'll leave it in the description below. But yeah, let's check it out. Probably hide. Normally in Minecraft, when it becomes nighttime, I hide. But you know, Minecraft isn't real life, so I don't know. Let's check it out.
Tonight, when the sun goes down, you're going to flip a switch. Light will flood the room, and you won't think twice about it. But for 99.9% of human history, that switch didn't exist. When the sun set,
do you guys sleep without lights? I can't. Like, I cannot sleep without lights. Well, no. I said that wrong. I can sleep with the lights off. That's what I meant to say. I have to be in a pitch black room. I don't need a night light. I don't need a night light, but I definitely need a dark room. Like even my room now, like even when I turn, for example, when I turn all of the lights that I have off, like I turned these and then I turned off my back one, it's still pretty bright because I have so much stuff in this area up here that it's like I have so much technology in front of me and like over there that I still see lights at night because I would have to flick off my entire power switch, and I don't feel like doing that because that's a hassle. But sorry to rant, but yeah.
World went
I paused way too much.
Dark.
I'm 11 seconds into the video.
Couldn't even see your own hand in front of your face. But modern humans almost never experience this. For over 300,000 years.
Yeah, because even if you are in a dark room, you got this thing, you know, so
every single one of your ancestors spent roughly half their life in near total darkness. They didn't even have candles for most of that time, just the black sky, the stars, and whatever fire they could keep alive. So what did they actually do for all those hours? The answer changes everything we think we know about sleep, storytelling, and what it means to be human. Let's start with fire, because fire is the reason any of this was possible.
Probably like shiver. If I was a caveman and it's like 2 a.m., I have no one around me, no materials, no weapons. I'm sitting there just just tripping.
Earliest solid evidence of humans controlling fire comes
like throwing someone in like a confined space or like I don't know, like a crazy house
from Wonderwork Cave in South Africa, roughly 1 million years ago. But fire didn't just keep people warm. Fire completely restructured the human day. Before fire, our ancestors were like every other primate. When the sun went down, you climbed a tree or found a sheltered spot and you stayed still. Moving at night meant becoming food. Our eyes are terrible in the dark compared to the predators that hunted us. Leopards, hyenas, wolves, all of them could see just fine. Fire changed that equation overnight. Literally. A campfire creates a circle of safety roughly 30 feet.
Yeah, aren't wolves and most animals that hunt at night scared of fire?
In diameter. Inside that circle, predators won't come. Outside that circle, you die. This is not an exaggeration. Anthropologists...
I'm pretty sure they used to use like clubs and they would light the end of it on fire and swing it around and all the wolves would go running because they're scared of fire for some reason.
Studying modern hunter-gatherers.
Scared of fire for some reason. Fire hurts, that's why.
Other groups have documented that people who wander away from the fire at night are significantly more likely to be killed by predators, even today. But here's what's fascinating. Fire didn't just protect humans at night. It gave them something they'd never had before. Extra hours. Think about this. Before fire, the useful day ended at sunset. That's maybe 12 hours in summer, as few as 8 in winter. Fire suddenly added 2 to 4 usable hours to every single day. And over thousands of generations, those extra hours changed our species. In 2014, anthropologist Polly Wiesner published a study in the Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences. She spent years recording conversations among the Jew/Huansi Bushmen of the Kalahari Desert, one of the last groups on Earth still living something close to the original human lifestyle. she found was striking. During the day, about 80% of conversations were practical. Who's hunting where? Which plants are ready? Complaints, logistics, economic negotiations. Daytime talk was work, but at night around the fire, the entire character of conversation changed. At night, 81% of conversations were stories, tales of people in distant places, adventures, myths about the origins of the world, jokes that made the whole camp laugh. Weisner argued that firelight conversation is where human culture was born.
That's something I always think about too, like humans, like humor. Like we laugh at, I could show you a picture of a piece of bread and you would probably laugh for some stupid reason. That's just how broken our humor is. But like the fact that people used to like laugh over things that we wouldn't understand today, like obviously humor has been it's like a human emotion, like laughing at things. But I wonder, what did a caveman find funny? Probably nothing, honestly. You're not even comfortable enough to display the emotion of happiness at that point. Like you're on the go 24/7. Like there's not a minute of the day where you can just relax, you know? I think the humor thing is like something that was achieved when humans got comfortable.
Campfire was the original theater, the original classroom, the original church. It's where humans learned to think beyond the immediate present and imagine things that don't exist yet. It's where we became us. But the night wasn't just about stories around the fire. There was something else happening, something that scientists only rediscovered in the last 30 years. You were not designed to sleep the way you sleep right now. In 2001, historian Roger E. Kirch published a paper that changed sleep science. He had spent 16 years digging through historical records, and he found something nobody expected. Over 500 references, spanning centuries, prayer books from the 1400s, court records, diaries, medical texts, letters from ordinary people, even passages in Homer's Odyssey. All of them mentioned the same thing: first sleep and second sleep. Before the industrial age, people did not sleep in one continuous block. They went to bed shortly after sunset, slept for about 4 hours, then woke up. They stayed awake for 1 to 2 hours in the middle of the night. Then they went back to sleep for another 4 hours until dawn. This
Hold on. So they went to sleep. Where I live, the sun goes down at like 6, and then it's dark by like 8:30. So I go to bed at 8:30. I sleep until 12:30. That's 4 hours. I get up from 1 a.m. to 3 a.m., I guess, and then I go back to sleep from 3 to 7. That's when the sun rises. Then I'm up for 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Roughly about 12 hours. That's an interesting way of sleeping. I wouldn't want to be interrupted, though, and I wouldn't want to break my sleep up within like groups and blocks of sleeping, but
wasn't insomnia. This was normal. This was how every human on the planet slept for thousands of years.
Is there scientific evidence to back this up, or is like it's just a myth?
And what did people
There's no way they used to do this.
Do during that wakeful period in the middle of the night? Everything. A 16th century French physician recommended that couples conceive children during this window because they would do it better. People visited neighbors, they interpreted their dreams while they were still fresh. They wrote. They simply lay in bed in the dark and thought. A doctor's manual from the 1500s advised patients that the best time to study and reflect was during the watch, as they called it, the quiet hours between first and second sleep when the mind was calm and the world was still. Now, historians had been reading these references for centuries, but they kept translating first sleep as something else, because they couldn't imagine that people ever slept differently than we do now. The assumption was so deep that translators literally mistranslated ancient Greek and medieval Latin to make it fit their modern experience. But then science confirmed what history had been saying all along. In 1992, psychiatrist Thomas Ware at the National Institute of Mental Health ran an experiment. He took a group of volunteers and removed all artificial light from their lives. For 1 month, they experienced 14 hours of darkness every night, just like our ancestors would have before fire extended the evening. Within weeks, every single participant settled into the same pattern: 4 hours of sleep, 1 to 3 hours of quiet wakefulness, then 4 more hours of sleep. Nobody told them to do this. Nobody suggested it. Their bodies just did it, as if some ancient program had been waiting inside them the whole time, buried under centuries of artificial light. Ware measured their hormone levels during the wakeful period and found something remarkable.
You're telling me I should start going to bed at 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, getting up at 12, having children, having sex at 1 in the morning, then going back, and okay, it's not bad.
The participants were in a state unlike any normal waking state. Their brains were producing elevated levels of prolactin, the same hormone released during meditation and after orgasm. They described feeling peaceful, reflective, almost meditative. It wasn't just a gap in sleep, it was its own distinct state of consciousness, one that most modern humans have never experienced. So what killed it? The answer is simpler than you'd think. Light. In the 1600s, cities began installing street lamps. Paris was one of the first under Louis XIV who wanted to reduce crime. London followed. The night, which had been a place of danger and fear, slowly became navigable. Then came cheaper candles. Then gas lamps in the 1800s. Then, in 1879, Thomas Edison commercialized the electric light bulb. And within a generation, the night as humans had known it for 300,000 years was gone. And here's the part nobody talks about. The word curfew comes from the French couvre-feu. It literally means cover fire. In medieval towns, a bell would ring at night signaling everyone to cover or extinguish their fires. Not because of safety, because night was supposed to be dark. Night was when you slept. Night was when you were vulnerable. For most of history, being out at night was suspicious. In many medieval European cities, walking outside after dark without a lantern was literally illegal. Night belonged to criminals and the supernatural. People feared it in a way that's almost impossible for us to understand today. And then we conquered it. We flooded it with light, and we thought...
Now it's 10:15 p.m. and my room is completely lit up with these 2 studio lights and all the other lights I have in the back.
That was progress. But here's what we lost. Modern humans are exposed to artificial light an average of 7 to 8 hours after sunset. This light, especially the blue light from screens,
Yeah, the sun set like 3 hours ago. 4 hours ago. And who knows how long I'll be up tonight.
suppresses your body's production of melatonin, the hormone.
I mean, I try to be in bed by like 12:30, and I usually get up at like, I was about to say 7. That's a lie. Can't believe I would lie to you guys like that. Like 9. I try to get up at like 9 a.m., 8:30-ish.
That regulates sleep. Your body doesn't know the difference between a light bulb and the sun. When light hits your retina at 11 p.m., your brain interprets it as daytime. It delays melatonin release. It fragments your sleep. It disrupts the circadian rhythm that evolved over millions of...
Wow. So this is bad for me. I should turn off my lights. That's what you're telling me. All right.
years. Researchers have found that people who go camping for just 1 week with no artificial light at all have their melatonin cycles reset by nearly 2 hours.
So they start sleeping more.
Their bodies start producing melatonin at sunset instead of hours after it. That's all it takes for 300,000 years of programming to reassert itself. We didn't just change when we sleep. We eliminated an entire phase of human consciousness. That quiet, reflective state between first and second sleep, the state that Vare's subjects described as peaceful and meditative, doesn't exist anymore for most people. Instead, we have insomnia, and we treat it like a disorder. But what if it's not a disorder at all? What if waking up at 2 a.m. and lying there in the dark isn't your body malfunctioning? What if it's your body remembering what it was built to do?
That's what it is.
300,000 years, your ancestors...
A lot of the times I cannot go to sleep at like 2 in the morning. So that's just me looking at my artificial light and my brain going, it's still daytime.
Spent their nights in a rhythm that modern science is only beginning to understand. They gathered around fires and told stories that built civilizations. They slept in 2 phases with a window of quiet reflection in between. They lived in darkness so complete that the Milky Way wasn't something you had to drive to a national park to see. It was just the sky. And every night when they woke in the dark between first and second sleep, they lay there in silence and thought about their lives, their dreams, and the world they would wake up to in the morning. We traded all of that for a light switch, and most of us never even knew it.
And now we have
gone.
Phones too.
All right,
That's
so
crazy. Wow,
Tonight-
that was a great video. I'll leave it in the description below. Like I said, I'm gonna start going to sleep at 8 p.m. when the sun goes down, and then getting up again at 1 a.m. and then staying up from 1 to 3, and then going to sleep until 7. I guess I don't know. I mean, that is 8 hours, so that's a weird sleep schedule, man. I'm so used to just going to bed early, or not going to bed early, going to bed late, and then getting up, pretty. I mean, 9 a.m. is pretty late in terms of when the sun comes up, but it's not late in terms of the crowd, because a lot of people get up at 12 p.m. when the sun's in the middle of the sky. So I don't know. What time do you guys go to bed though? Let me know in the comments below. Let me know what else I should react to. And yeah, I'm gonna end it off there, guys. Have a great day or night, and remember, get sleep, and try this new sleep schedule out. I might try it myself. And yeah, peace out.